Similar to the way we added a button to the households where we can create new households and then have these households be displayed as part of the collection when the user is selecting a household, we're going to add a button on the select participant screen where they can create new households as well. The process is very much similar. We're going to add a button here. So this is button bar, new participants, and then new participant. Feel free to play with these icons and variants. And I'm gonna make this appear on the left side. Done. We need to check if this is if the user clicked on the new participant button. Clicked new participants. Yes, they did. Or no. How do we know that they clicked that button? If the button bar new participants value equals new participants like this, confirming that this is what I actually added in there, new participants. Copying and pasting is generally better. All right, and then down here we're gonna add a screen where they add the information. The user adds the information for the new participants. And this is new participant screen. Let's hide the header and hide pause. Let's add the repeater component and let's name this repeater and then new participants. Let's add the name component in here inside that repeater component. Let's give this the name new participant name, and that's it. That's all we need on the screen. And then we're gonna loop through these, through this these items in the repeater component. Loop new participants. And let's select the new participant screen, the repeater component, all of these items, and then we're going to loop through them. Now we're going to create an account variable and a collection of accounts variable, because we're going to assign the first so these are like person accounts. So we're going to assign the first person account to the account, and then we're going to add it to a collection, and we'll repeat that process. Okay, let's create that participant account first. Record variable, let's say person participant person account. You could just say participant. I just want to be extra clear. And this is an account object, and this is a single record variable. Let's repeat this for a collection. This time this is a record collection variable, and that's accounts record collection account. And now we're gonna assign the first account, then add it to a collection. Let's do assign record, assign a new participant, assign new participant. Let's say record variable new participant person account first name. That's the first name from the current iteration. So current iteration. I'll just do that again. Current iteration. I'm gonna hover on it to tell me like which one it is. That's the new participants, and then the name, and then first name. And I'll just repeat the same thing for last name. Last name equals current name, and then last name. Then we're gonna collect these in a collection. Add new collect new participants, record collection variable, accounts, add record variable participant person account. All right, now that we have that collection, we can go ahead and create these accounts. Create person accounts. We already had them in a collection. Let's just select that collection in here. Record collection variable participant person accounts. Okay, These accounts that we just created will not show up on the screen. We're gonna have the same problem. On this screen, we are displaying the person accounts that we got from the subflow, from the query, the existing person accounts. But we just add new ones. We need them to be included here. We're gonna repeat the same process where we have one collection where we add the output from the existing participants, and then any new participants we added to that collection, and that's going to be the display collection. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's create a new variable, record collection variable. Let's say displayed person accounts, and that's the collection of account object. And right before the select participant, I'll just collect household members, and let's add all of these household members to displayed person accounts, add, and then output from get household members person accounts. And then we're gonna replace this. Instead of using the output, now we're going to use this new collection variable to display person accounts. And the last thing to do here is to add this new list of person accounts here to that collection. So we're going to add it here. Collect new person accounts. And let's say the displayed person accounts, add record collection, a new participant person accounts. So that's the participant person accounts that we just created earlier. We're adding them to that collection to address that problem. Okay, we need to do one additional step down here. That is, these new person accounts are not related to this household from earlier. Or rather, they are not related to the household that was selected earlier. Remember, in the previous screen, the person added some new households, and then they selected the household, and then any participant that they select or create in here should be related to that household. And the way you would create a relationship between a household or an account and a person in Nonprofit Cloud is that you create a contact, an account contact relationship, where the account is the household and the contact is the person account or contact. So we're going to need to do that. We're going to need to create that account contact relationship. And I'll share with you something that just like I struggled with a little bit when I was practicing this. That is, when you create an account contact relationship, you have to provide a contact ID. Right here, we are creating a person account. We're creating an account object record here. So that account has an ID, but that's an account ID. It's not a contact ID. Every account in industries has, if you create a person account, it's gonna have an account ID and it's gonna have a contact ID. And so if you look at, let's just like open this for a second. If we open any of the person account record variables, you would notice there is account ID. And you will notice also that there is contact ID. So we've got both contact ID and account ID. When we create the account contact relationship, it is expecting an account ID in the account field, that's the household, and then it is expecting a contact ID into the contact field. And here, after this create, we'll only have an account field, an account ID, the person account ID, not the person contact ID. The contact ID gets generated after it gets created. Or like it gets added or assigned after it gets created. So I'm gonna have to use a get element here again. So after you create the person accounts, the variable of the person accounts in the flow do not have the value for the contact ID, but after the person account gets created, then that contact ID will be assigned to these records. That's why I'm gonna use another get element here to get these created person accounts. And to be able to get those person accounts, I'm gonna need the IDs of those person accounts in order to get them again. So I'm gonna use a transform element first before this. I'm just gonna do one step back here and then use a transform element to get the person account IDs. and I'm gonna get these from the participant person accounts that we created earlier, and I will take I'll create a collection of text that's gonna host the account IDs, and I'm gonna grab the account ID. Is it? No space. Just the ID field. There it is. Okay, so we're grabbing the ID, the account ID, and then we're putting it into this person account IDs collection. Now that we have the collection of person accounts ID, I can go back here, and then let's retrieve these person accounts again. These are account object, where the ID is in this collection that we just created in the transfer. Okay, just a couple of steps back. We created some person accounts, and then we're ready to create account contact relationships. These account contact relationships require contact ID. The contact ID does not exist on these person accounts yet. These person accounts, this collection is a variable in the flow that do not have the value of the contact ID yet. After it gets created, after the transaction actually completes, then the contact ID gets assigned. Because the contact ID gets assigned in the database, the variable itself, this variable itself does not have that value. So I'm retrieving this again with the contact ID information. And down here, I'm gonna select, I need the first name, I need last name. I'm not sure if we even need these two. And then we need the contact ID. And now that we have done this, I would probably, now that we have the person account, I would rather move this collect person accounts here, so that I will use the one from get instead. So I'm just gonna use the collection from get. I need to set this to get all records. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna explain what I'm doing in a second. Let's use get created. Okay. So in the displayed person accounts, we were displaying the person accounts that we created. These person accounts did not have the value of the contact ID. The ones that we are getting in here have the value for the contact ID. So I would rather have the one that has more information. So I'm just using this one. Not that I know for sure that we're gonna need it, but I would rather have the one that has the most information. All right. Now we've got these person accounts. We can go ahead and create these account contact relationships. To create an account contact relationship for each one of those person accounts, we're gonna have to loop through them. Let's loop person accounts. Let's loop the ones from the get accounts from get created person accounts. And then we're gonna create a party relationship group variable, and then party relationship groups collection variable, and then we'll create after the loop. You notice that this is a loop pattern that we keep repeating. So this is a record variable, account contact relationship, a record account contact relationship, and then we'll repeat this record collection variable, and now this is this, and then record account contact relationship. Let's assign the first account contact relationship. Assign account contact relationship. That is record variable, account contact relationship, and then the contact ID equals current item from loop person accounts. The repeater has this icon, the collection does have this other icon. This person account, and then we need contact ID. This is like the person contact ID API name. And then we need the account contact relationship account ID to be equal to the household that was selected earlier. So this is the household, select household screen, and then the select household data table first, and then account ID. That's the household that was selected earlier to create these relationships. Let's collect these in a collection. Collect account contact relationships. And then a record collection variable, account contact relationships. Add a record variable, account contact relationship. And outside, let's create these relationships. Create account contact relationships. Multiple, this is the collection account contact relationships. Now you notice something here. It's starting to grow, like the resources are starting to grow, and that's one of the reasons I would prefer to use subflows. And you notice something else as well here, like it is starting to get long. The subflow, like after the create element, just a couple of elements and we're done. After the create here, we still get a bunch of elements all the way down here, but that's fine, so we can see the difference between using subflows and not. I would rather take this section all the way from this node all the way to the end into a subflow, but that's fine for now. Let's connect this back to select participant screen. If we wanted to sort them, we can also sort them there, but that's fine. Let's save and let's just test adding new participants. Right, alpha, new participants. Okay, let's see. Let's say India 01. I'm sure you see how creative I am by now. We've got two Indias. The two Indias are showing up here, so it is working as expected.